Hi everyone, I'm Jay and this is Vroom Vroom. Welcome back to the channel. This is part two of a part two that I didn't think I was going to be making about the Triumph Speed Triple. I remember which bike I've got now. 1050R. And as you're watching this, it's either the day before Margate. Oh, get your words out. Margate meltdown, or a few days after it, and there'll be a video on that coming up very soon. The bike is almost done. The bits that have to be done beforehand are nearly there. The top end service is done, and all that's left now is me to just do that job, which is the forks. I've got the parts now. It's been a real pain getting them. One that's come from, unfortunately, promised 3-day delivery, but no, it came from China, which meant it took 12 days in total, which has been a real pain in the backside. But I'm going to rush through just doing these last bits, and then the bike's going to get a intimate clean, and we'll be ready to go to Margate. So stick around. Hopefully these new parts will fit. Sometimes just things happen, and this is one of those occasions. Battery went flat just as I was ending the rebuild of the bike, but I have had the chance to have it out, and it is a lot better. It's very smooth now, and the idle has come down, but I'm just noticing it just picking up the revs, and when you rev it, it's just there instantly. And it's a bike. I mean, these are quick bikes, so it definitely needed the plugs changed and the air filter, because it's breathing a lot better. And for something that's 139 brake horsepower with a 0-60 of 2.8 seconds, if you believe Triumph, or 2.9 independently, then you can see why you really do need to look after these machines. So next is a oil change. Yes, we're going to do an oil change. Just got me motorbike lift, so even though I can't see where I'm going to put it on this, because the bottom of the sump really does stick out at a funny angle, so I may have to be creative, but I shouldn't need it for the oil change, but I will do when I get onto the forks. So that was a 13mm bolt, and you can just see there where it comes out of. Definitely one of the easier ones to do. The oil filter seems like it's in a little bit more of a difficult position, so it's tucked up around the other side, so I'll see how easy I can get to that now. But the oil looks extraordinarily clean. You can just see that still dripping out of it, and that looks spotless. That doesn't look that old to me. I do tend to get nervous around oil filters, and it's not going to focus in there, are you? It's just behind there, and it's tucked up in quite a secluded position, so that's not going to come out easily. So I'm going to go old school, get a hammer, screwdriver, and whip it out. So if you haven't used this method before, because this has been around forever, and it's normally quite effective, but you watch now, I'm going to end up mullering this, it ain't going to come off. So what you just want is just a start. Ooh. And she is moving, if not as loosely as I hoped. So I'm going to need 2 hands for this. I'll come back in a sec. That was a pig to get off. Normally you get the screwdriver in it, and it just, once you've loosened it, it just lets go.
but this time, no, it really didn't want to know. It took, I think, 4 holes just to get it out, and now I'm fishing in here trying to get it out. That was mentally over tightened, and it's a genuine Triumph filter as well. Good thing about the new one was it came with a little dab of grease on the rubber, so I didn't have to use oil just to pre-lubricate that before putting it on. But that was an absolute pig. So the new one is now on, and now just fill it with oil and jobs are good, and we can move on to the forks. Just a couple of quick points. I did pre-fill the oil filter before I put it back on because it was directly upwards, so it was nice and easy to do. And I have put the bike on a piece of wood just to make it straight, so I can measure the oil as I'm going. You just have to be careful you don't oversell this, because otherwise it will come crashing down on you on this side. But it's all good so far, and I've got nearly all the oil in it. I'm just being a little bit careful now just on the final top ups to make sure I don't overfill it. So get the last bits in. So now I need to start the bike and let the oil circulate, which is going to be hard to do with one hand. It's a two-handed bike. See, now it's idling at 1,000, which is really good. All light's gone out. Just going to let that run for a second, then I'm going to put it back up on the block and test the oil again. Check the oil level, shall I say. So that's sounding sweet now. So at the moment we've got new plugs, new oil filter, new air filter, new oil. The part I'm waiting on is still the dust covers for the front forks. Hopefully they'll be here tomorrow, and that is it. Oh, and I need some chain grease because that chain is grotty, which I'm going to order now I remember, because that, excuse the finger, that's really important. And then yeah, once the forks are done, we're ready for Margate. So that's it until I get the seals. Couple of little bit of tidy up. If you are new to this, and I know I'm going down the road of very basic maintenance here, but always recheck the oil after you've run it. Use a funnel if you can, because no matter how steady your hand is, you're just gonna spill a bit. Always remember to refill the oil filter before you put it in, if you can. If it goes straight up, it's nice and easy, then do it. If it's not, don't. But if you can do it, then do it. So that's it. So I just took it up and down. It's great. So yeah, this will be continued in just a second when those dust seals arrive. So I wasn't going to bore you with the taking it off again. You saw that in the last video. So I'm back to where I was at its finest point, and I have got some parts. Now, am I confident these parts are going to fit? No. Why? Because it's I've done a bit of research, and the ones that it said fitted this were only 1 mil bigger, and to me it looked bigger than 1 mil. But I've got the dust seals here, so that's probably the easiest way to check it. I can't put this back together again and wait for more parts. If this doesn't work, I'm going directly to Triumph tomorrow, and we're going to go and do it that way. Yeah, I suppose that's alright. Don't get me wrong, I think I'd like it I'd like it to be more of a on, but it does go on. The only way that I'm going to be able to check this is to get the actual seals out and have a look. So let's do that. Do you know what? I'll keep you with me. So the seals arrived nice and early. It was the dust seals that came from bloody China. More lying people on eBay. Right, so apparently that's the right size. So right, I do need to put you down for a second. Don't go anywhere. Oh, and we're just... That's no good. It's into the sun. See if this fits. Hello. Hello. Do you know what? Okay. Strangely enough, it's the ridge where the ridge where that goes that's holding it. But I did find my that's over it now, and that's going down lovely. That's tighter than a nun's. That's really tight. And I didn't even need my fork seal installer. Oh, you hear that? That's it, it's gone in. That's lovely. Right, so we'll chuck that on there. Amazing. The fork seals themselves I think were perfect. The actual dust seal, I don't think that's going to stay on there. And I don't really want a dust seal coming on and off. Yeah, look at that. Not good, is it? So what a waste of time that was. I waited so long for those bloody things. And that's mullered. But I need this sorted, so this is going to surprisingly going to have to come apart again at some point. But you know what, I'm okay with that. Because this time round that's taken me probably 20 minutes to get that off. So hopefully if you've laid out all your parts correctly, putting this back together will be fairly straightforward. This insert does go in, the circuit does go on, but then you put the oil in the same as other bikes, which is without the spring in, and then we're looking for a 90 mil deficit from the top, which will use my new oil thingy bob for. So I've just had a check and that's all fine. So all I need to do now is get some oil back in here. So it's a 10W medium oil, which was recommended for this, and I need 3 hands. And there we go. Yeah, it's fine. So we're looking for 90 ml. We do need to circulate the oil just to make sure there's no air bubbles in there. So with my new special tool, which does look good, just going to stand that in the right place. There's a tiny little spring in there, so be careful when you're circulating the oil that you don't actually knock it out, because the last thing you want to do is lose that. So what I'm doing is I'm keeping half of the top hole covered, just so the oil can come out but the spring doesn't. And that looks very nice. So let's have a look now and see how far down our oil is. So with that just like that and quite flat, we're just gonna, and there we go. I've slightly overfilled it, but wow, that was close. And that's it. 90 ml from the top. How easy is that? He says, even though he hasn't got a pair of pliers to put this bloody circlip back in. Not circlip. Clip. Just go with clip. That's you back in, which is very nice. Look at that. That is beautiful. Right, so I need to just bring the rod up. And no parts left over. So I need to just put this in for now, get through Monday, and then take it apart again. Which will be fine, because you know what? Getting good at this now. Right, so now what I need is this one next on here, tighten up the top, pop it all back together, and then pray it doesn't leak. Which, simple. This is going with me. I'll be back, don't go anywhere. I'm back. That's good, right. So with that now in place, we'll do this back up. Near the top. Quick squiz with this. Just get the tool wrench on that one. It's in situ in the bike. In the meantime, oh yes, this reminds me of those Oh, remember those things? What were they called? They were very popular in the 80s. Had a handle at each end and two ropes that went out either side of it. Someone let me know what it was called. Oh, that's going to bug me. I'm going to have to go and Google it. But yeah, they were for exercise for the younger generation who don't know. Anyway, so that's done. Let's stick that back on the bike. And this will do me until... Well, actually, I'm going to give it a clean down the bottom. Just get rid of the old fork oil. And that will help me monitor whether this part is okay. Another thing with how confident I was with this was I don't normally like starting jobs in the afternoon or early evening because they can just go into other days, and it's not good. I like to get stuff done in the day if I can help it. But I started this late. It's now 6:30 in the evening, and I'm going to have this back together in 20 minutes. My motorcycle lift is now helping, and it's a lot more secure on that. I've still tied it at the back because I still don't trust it. It's just not a very lift friendly bike. You know, the exhaust's in the way underneath, so you can't get a lift under there that's not clear of everything. So okay, right, so let's stop waffling and start rebuilding. See the left hand side, it's misty. It's not leaking, but it's misty, and that's not good. So we'll get that done at the same time. So that's that back in. So it's ready for the wheel to go on. Brake calipers on, mudguard on. Jobs are good. We go in and have a beer. Again, tomorrow I'm going to go around these water talks because it just makes you feel better knowing you've got the right torque measurements in them. And if you're going to take the front wheel off, don't forget to take your ABS sensor off, otherwise you can really damage it. Which I saw in a picture this week, someone on Facebook who had some real issues. So jobs are good and it's done. I've taken it out a few times and the front forks are okay. Well, saying that, I've only done one at the moment because I'm waiting for the dust caps, which I'll order this week. But the one that I put in, the seal's holding well and there's no fluid leak, which is really good. So at least I know the fork seals are okay. So just to come back, just so you're aware, the torque settings, top bolt there, pinch bolt, is 20 Newton meters. The lower ones are 25. The top cap there is 20 Newton meters. The calipers, if you have to take the calipers off, those bolts there at the back are 55 Newton meters. The front wheel spindle, which is there, is 65 Newton meters. So it's important to get these torque settings right. As you see in the video, I was just doing it up, but I have been around since and made sure they're okay. So change it to the bike. What's happened? The idle is still, it came down to 1,000, but it didn't stay there. It's gone back up to about 1,100, which, looking at the forums, suggests that it's okay. It still seems a little bit high to me, but that's just the way it is. The gear changes are still, I still think they're slightly clunky, but it might just be normal on these bikes. If you're in one of the forums that I post these videos to and you know about them, then let me know. If you've got a 1050, is it a little bit clunky through the gears? Is it a bit of a mechanical bang into it? So it's not grinding, it's just a very positive gear change. So the only things I've got left to do, which is today, is to clean the bike, get the chain loop on, and that's going to be it. So I'm going to swing you around.
because that's it for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it and you may have learned something or not, or how not to do it. It's up to you, isn't it? But if you do like the videos, please like, share, subscribe. We're so close to that 1,000 subscribers, and what will make a difference there is I'll be able to start reinvesting some of the money back into the channel and do a couple of things that I wanted to always to do, which is full engine strip downs. Up to now, it has not been financially viable, but at some point, I just want to get in the guts and start digging around. So yeah, please like, share, subscribe, and lastly, Monday, Bank Holiday Monday in May, I am going to be at Margate Meltdown. Come and say hello. Come speak to me about the channel. I'll be wearing this t-shirt. I'm nice and easily accessible. So let's just chew the fat. So until next time, guys, I'll see you soon. Take care. Ride safe.